How's it going, everybody? It is the. Sorry about that. The Google Plus thing screwed up on me. I thought I was live earlier. Maybe I was. I never know with this thing, but the live thing just showed up. So, welcome to Hero Talk Thursdays, week one. Again, this is my way of talking about all the superhero television shows like you all seem to want, but have it be less work and not try to fit in a bunch of different videos. Just do it all in one shot by myself for this debut edition, because I just came up with it yesterday and then got unexpectedly busy and didn't have a chance to put any feelers out there for potential co-hosts, but we'll see what happens in future weeks. So, of course, we start with Gotham, and since we haven't talked about Gotham here on the channel yet, just a short little season recap. Of course, Bruce discovers his father's early version of the man cave. He's determined to find out what his father has found out about Wayne Industries. Alfred was resistant to it at first, even left Bruce at one point after destroying the family computer that was found in that early man cave, and eventually they come to an understanding where Bruce is really serious about being trained. So that's where the season starts off. Then we meet Theo Gallivant, who is basically this show's version of the leader of the Court of Owls. He is a member of a wealthy family who was one of the founding family members, member of one of the founding families, sorry, is what I was trying to say, of Gotham, and he's hatched this evil plan to tear down Gotham and rebuild it in his own image. So he orchestrates a massive jailbreak, breaks out Jerome, Barbara Keene, and a bunch of other criminals, and ends up killing Jerome, which in turn is going to inspire the actual Joker. The chaos in the city inspires more people to act like him, which is how this show says that he's going to be created in that universe. So I'm going to be anxious to see how that turns out and where that goes. But he actually kills former captain, what then ended up being Commissioner Essen, after Gordon strikes a deal to get his job back with Penguin and to get Penguin to get low, by the way, to get Commissioner, or to get Essen hired as commissioner. A week later, she's killed by Jerome and what they're calling themselves is the Maniacs, before Gallivant turns on Jerome and kills him. So now we don't have a commissioner, but we have a new police chief who I freely admit I'm forgetting his name right now, but he's being played by Michael Chiklis, and Michael Chiklis is determined to clean up the police department just like Gordon is. So he named Gordon in second in command, and Gordon is now in command of the Strike Force, which is a band of young rookie cops, and their first mission is, of course, to go after the Penguin, who, under the thumb of Theo Gallivant, who's kidnapped his mother, has recently went on a killing spree of all the Gotham mayoral candidates, so that Theo Gallivant has a clear run to the mayoral office. So, of course, that is a problem for Gordon because he wants to do what's right by Gotham. Obviously, that's the whole reason why he wanted his police job back so badly. But at the same time, he's unintentionally now under this debt of Penguin. So it's a very interesting storyline there. And there's also the side storyline of Alfred doesn't want Selena Kyle, who will, of course, grow up to be Catwoman, around Bruce right now when they clearly want to be together. And then Theo Gallivant introduces Bruce to his niece, who is Silver St. Cloud. So Silver St. Cloud has been introduced on the program. So a lot of interesting things happening on Gotham. Lucius Fox is going to play more of a primary. Sorry, I just could not get that word out for some reason. More of a primary role this year. So while Gotham had a somewhat so-so season one, season two has been fantastic so far. So if you gave up on Gotham, pick it up again. Grab Hulu, grab your on demand on your cable or satellite provider. Catch up on Gotham because it has been amazing this year. Moving on to our Tuesday shows, week 2 of The Flash. The Flash of Two Worlds is, of course, is all about the introduction of Jay Garrick, the Earth 2 version of Flash, and establishing him as a new mentor to Barry. Barry, of course, is very resistant to Jay Garrick because Jay Garrick reminds him so much of the Earth 1 version of Harrison Wells, Eobard. But eventually they end up working together. They bring down Sand Demon. It was just a great episode. Cisco starts to develop his powers more, and he's very wary of these powers. He actually tells Stein, hey, don't tell anybody about this because Wells gave me these powers. I'm very, very evil. I don't know where this is going. And while that's happening, we get 2 twist endings. One is that we see the Star Labs of Earth 2 simultaneously going on with the Star Labs of Earth 1, still ran by very much alive and very good Harrison Wells, who never became Eobard. So Tom Cavanaugh's still going to be part of the Flash Season 2, which should be fun. And then we see the debut as a character on this version of Flash and on this show of Iris's mom, Joe's ex-wife. And we're probably going to see how Wally West factors into that whole thing as well now that she's been introduced. So very interesting, very jam-packed episode that was the Flash of Two Worlds. Really, really enjoyed that there. Moving on to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which of course is the 9 p.m. Tuesday show immediately following The Flash on ABC. I'm going to have a hard time recapping Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because it's been so jam-packed, but I will do my best. The idea with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this year, because it was kind of hit and miss the first couple of seasons. So the idea behind it this year is to basically, as well as they can, for an established program, which was to wipe the slate clean completely. So what they ended up doing was focusing the show entirely now on the Inhumans and the inflection of them. And that's what S.H.I.E.L.D. is doing, trying to keep them under control while trying to still figure out, is Ward bringing back Hydra? Because S.H.I.E.L.D. collapsed under the weight of Hydra, the government has created this new organization which is competing with the underground S.H.I.E.L.D. and Coulson to round up Inhumans. So it's created this whole conflict, and Lincoln right now has been the center of it. They need to show results, this new government organization. So the way the last episode ended was Coulson's hand was forced because this new government organization had pictures and photos of Daisy proving Daisy was, of course, an Inhuman. Daisy, the former Sky. For those of you who aren't caught up on the show, she's now going by her real name since she's discovered her powers. She's Daisy Johnson from the Marvel comic books. So because this organization had a picture of Daisy, Coulson's like, look, we'll work with you. We're not going to fight you anymore. Let's work together and make this thing happen. And that's how he keeps Daisy from being brought in to them as a prisoner. But Lincoln is still being studied. So, of course, that's going to be a point of contention down the road. The other big thing was, of course, the way that the last season ended, which was Simmons getting sucked into this portal thing that they found when the Inhumans, a couple of them, first got their powers. And She gets sucked in. Turns out it's a portal to another planet. Fitz has gone insane trying to prove that it was that. They bring in an Asgardian who helps them prove it. And with the help of Daisy and her powers, they bring Simmons back. Of course, Fitz is all thrilled. Simmons is alive and safe. And Simmons tells Bobby at the end of this week's episode, I have to go back. So that's going to be a big thing going forward. I'm really enjoying Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Again, much like Gotham, I was kind of iffy about this show. I was like, does it really need to keep going? But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. really picked up its game a lot. So both of those shows, Gotham, I'm always going to be a fan of because everybody knows I'm a huge Batman fan anyway. But both of those shows, Gotham and Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., really rose their game this seasons. So I'm excited to see where they are going. So if you haven't watched them in a while, I highly recommend checking both those shows out. And of course, we end it with the second show of Arrow. Of course, this whole DC Marvel superhero television universe, all the success would not happen if Arrow hadn't worked. So I consider Arrow to be the father of modern superhero television. Of course, he's now officially the Green Arrow. And in episode 2, the focus was all around Thea and the effects that the Lazarus Pit has had on Thea. And Thea fights it the whole time and realizes that she doesn't have it under control. So once she tells Laurel about it and what the Lazarus Pit did for her, Laurel, of course, hatches the plan to let's go to Nana Parbat and let's fix you. At the same time, while we're fixing you, let's resurrect Sarah. So that's how Sarah Lance is going to come back to the show and, of course, be a major key cog in the upcoming Legends of Tomorrow TV show at mid-season. So that was the main thing that happened there. The other side of things were the introduction of Anarchy, who threatens a childhood friend of Thea and Oliver, and a mother played by Jerry Ryan. Yes, 7 of 9 is now in the DC universe on Arrow, which is pretty cool. So we see her getting threatened by Anarchy. We see that Anarchy is going to be a point of contention for Lance and the police force and the heroes this season. So kind of a slower episode in a way compared to what episode 1 was. Episode 1 was such a gun-ho pilot. This one slowed down a little bit, but still a really strong episode and really enjoyable. Sorry. You're going to have to bear with me because these are all going to be 100% live, and when you can't edit, it's hard sometimes to get all your thoughts out. But let me know what you thought about this week in the Hero Television universe, of course, in the comment section down below or via my social media. And who knows, we might have a co-host next week, but Hero Talks Thursdays is now officially a thing. So I'm excited to do it. I hope you all are excited to watch and listen to it. So, like I said, let me know what your thoughts about this week's Hero Television is. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.